Well, it is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step. Now this evening we have Irine Mbori, one of the outstanding women within Kisumu County. She encourages boy child, girl child, and she has an organization that she is currently running that is gender-based violence within Kisumu, and she has a rescue center. She's going to tell us his main agenda. She's going to tell us what she's up to with the program that she's currently running. This Central Talk, use the hashtag Central Talk at JFKE. Keep on tweeting. Let's know where you are watching us from. Let's know what your view is. Now, welcome back, and this is Central Talk. Remember, we are talking to Irine Mbori. She is here with me. Irine Mbori, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for making time for us. We want just to know more about you and more about your organization. First and foremost, you know, people have been asking themselves. Yesterday, I think you were on Radio Lake Victoria, and you know, people are asking, who is this Irine Mbori? Okay, now, where were you raised? Where are you born? And stuff like that. How did you start? Something of that sort.
My name is Irine Dacho mbori.
Yes.
A single mother of one son, but a mother to many, many children.
Yes.
I was born and raised in Naivasha.
Yes.
And I am Luo.
Yes.
We call ourselves Nikara Chuonyo.
Yes.
I lived with my parents, but unfortunately my parents are all dead. So that is Irene.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, looking at what you have currently, that is the rescue center that you currently are running. Now, ulianza aje? Yani, how did it happen that you found yourself within the organization?
Thank you very much. I also gave birth at a very tender age, but my parents took me back to school. That was the first thing that they did.
Yes.
And then immediately I lost my mommy. That is 3 years back. I went into depression and I lost my job. So when I lost my job, I really wanted to do something that I would love. And being I was so much passionate about children, that is when now I started my organization.
Yes.
But when I was starting my organization, I came to realize that the boy child go through more pain than the girl child. Because as a boy will bottle up a lot of pain, and then what he might do is just to attack the other gender. So I brought up this issue and I brought them together, so that a girl child can raise up an issue and the boy child can raise up an issue. Yes. And then I see how I can work on them.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, looking at that, why did you only settle on the issue of gender-based violence, that is the girl child and the boy child? Why? What came up into your mind?
They go through a lot.
Yes.
Basically, now we have this thing of an incest.
Yes.
A daddy impregnating his own children.
Yes.
We are getting a lot of incest that a cousin has impregnated another cousin.
Yes.
So I came to realize that what I have to do about it is to talk about it freely. Yes. I walk and I talk about boy child and I talk about girl child.
Yes.
And when I realized that I cannot make it alone, that is when now I started shouting and writing everything and talking to it, even in churches, in matatus, in everywhere, to talk about boy child, that they also need to be empowered the way the girl child has been empowered.
Thank you so much. That is just wonderful. And now you've actually taken the two initiatives, that is the boy child and the girl child. Now, we have, you know, you are dealing with a serious matter. That is to say, sometimes you deal with court, that is right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
sure.
You deal with court issues. Now you've taken a child as your own child.
Yes.
Like, how do you take it at that the other parent, you know, it is now at your position now to take the initiative. Now as a parent, you're not the parent, not the other parent. Yeah. How do they look at you? How do they take you?
You get a lot of enemies.
Yes.
And now because it is a job that I have to do it and I am passionate about it,
yes,
I will just go by law.
Yes.
First, is it true that he did it? Yes. Secondly, and why did he have to do it to his own child?
Yes.
Thirdly, do you know you've already destroyed this young person when you do this to her? So before I do all these things, I have to take the child into therapy.
Yes.
I talk to the child, I do the counseling, and then the child will open up and talk about it.
Yes.
I have a case that is before court of 2 girls who were defiled by their daddy.
Yes.
Unfortunately, they're also infected. Into such scenarios, sometimes I break down as a parent, because how would a parent do this to the biological daughter? People would say, like in my language, "Nyatimo bigo." But into this is a reality that this is the biological daughters to this man, and they did it.
Yes.
The kids are pregnant,
Yes.
and the case is before the court.
Thank you so much. I get your point, and it's a lot of depression sometimes
Exactly.
when it comes to that.
Sure.
Now, looking at that, you know, we have every organization, like you are now the chief campaigner of gender-based violence. Every organization has got some challenges that the organization faces. What are the challenges that you face as one of the championship on gender-based violence?
I run my rescue center.
Yes.
My God is my donor.
Yes.
I remember when COVID visited us,
Yes.
most of the organizations that are being funded
Yeah.
were locked down,
Yes.
or rather they were closed. So there was nowhere people would get help.
Yes.
But my organization was running 24/7. I don't have a donor,
Yes.
but I have my God who is my donor.
Yes.
I can only mention you 3 to 4 people who really support this thing.
Yes.
This is Betty Okero.
Yes.
This is Ann Baraza. This is one man, he is in stage called Abiola, and my family, who are so passionate in helping me about this. But the reality, or rather the fact that I have is, the first step that I have made, it's going to make a very big change, because I have the children. For the boys, I do them as they come and they go.
Yes.
Them, I don't live with them in the center.
Okay.
Yeah, because for them, they can manage themselves better. But for the girls, they're the ones who really need a lot of care,
Yes.
because the perpetrators will be walking around to look for them.
Yes.
But for the boys, because most of them come there who have been sodomized,
Yes.
who have been raped by their own siblings, I bring them and we go through the therapy.
Meaning you live with these ladies?
Yes.
You live with them in your house or
In my shamba.
in your shamba?
Very small place, but it is beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll get to visit the place one
Exactly,
day.
one day.
We'll see on how you are good faring on.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. And you know, Irene, sometimes it's a little bit challenging, because you know, dealing with the boys, dealing with girls, and the other side you have the parent, the other side you have the accusers who have been accused of doing these things. Now, do you majorly deal with issues of maybe rape or something of that sort, or you extend your hands to other issues, like, you know, in a family things may go haywire, right? Wazazi wanakosana, then you know the kids are there, so you know the kids are they get depressed, right? The father beats the mother, she runs away, they are there, you know stuff like that.
I do
What
it.
you-
I
yes.
do those
Yes.
two.
Uh-huh.
I do the counseling for the parents. I do the counseling for the families.
Yes.
But I will never break any family.
Yeah.
The best thing that I do is I talk to the parents, I talk to the mommy, I talk to the daddy. If it cannot work, people have to part ways to go and rest.
Yes.
You can find out that mommy and daddy are actually fighting, but the people who suffer are the kids.
Yeah, exactly that.
So first, I take the kids to the therapy.
Yes.
And then back, I'll call the parents and we talk about it.
Yes.
Today, I was just handling a case at Kondele.
Yes.
The mother doesn't have a job. The kids are not going to school.
Yes.
She became so tired and so depressed that she was just beating the kids.
Wow.
When I spoke to the lady, she broke down and told me, the reason why I am doing this, it's because I don't have money for my children.
Yes.
Corona has made my husband doesn't have job. Yes. My kids are not going back to school, so that is why I am this way. Yes. But I told her life has to go on. With or without COVID.
Yes.
You have to soldier on and accept the situation. If you are living in a house of 6,000,
Yes.
you have to get out of that house. Go and look for a house of even 500.
2,000, 3,000. what you can afford.
What you can
that is
afford.
to say.
But you cannot continue living in a house of 6,000
Yes.
and you have an arrears of about 70,000.
Yes.
It's not going to sort you anything.
Yes.
Look for where. Anyway, cut your coat according to your size.
That is it.
Exactly.
And what do you tell the parents when there is a conflict between a mother and a father in the family, for the kids not to realize that there is a conflict and this conflict brings about depression? What do you tell the parents?
Solve your problems amicably.
Yes.
These kids were not there.
They are innocent.
When you were meeting.
Yes.
So they should not also know your problem.
Yeah.
When you are fighting.
Okay.
There's a place you can go and start fighting. But when you come back inside the house,
Yes.
you have to respect your children. Why are children so violent? It's because they see mommy beating daddy. Nowadays it's mommy beating daddy. Because daddies have become so weak to an extent they just watch.
Yes.
So the child utasikia mtoto akisema, hey, mami yangu ako na nguvu, anapiganga daddy yangu. People will laugh at it. But when it comes out that a woman is beating a man, people keep quiet. Yes. But when a man beats a woman, it's a very big problem.
Yeah.
So that is why I always say we have to empower these two people.
Yeah.
We empower women, we empower men.
Thank you so much for that. Now, looking at that, the problem is there with the boy child, with the girl child. But now, when you've actually said that when there's a problem between the father and the mother, they should solve them their own, right? They should actually say that these kids are innocent about it. Now, recently we had issues of sons and daughters, majorly sons, right? The boy child. They get to their parents, they get to their relatives. When they think of some other things, I don't know whether they think of some other things or what happens in the family. You get them. They go raw and chop off the parents.
We don't have time.
Yes.
We don't have time with our kids. Yes. We call names to our kids. Raracha kawon, mjinga kamin,
yes,
manga, matakataka. So yes. These things build up in a child, and the child becomes saying, if I am a dog and my daddy calls me a dog, I'm supposed to behave like a dog gonna bite you. But if you call a child and you bring her well, or you bring him well, those names are not going to be there. Yes. Try as much as you can to speak good words to your children, despite the fact that sometimes they go overboard.
Yes.
But try to control your lips. These lips are the things that are making our kids go astray.
Yes.
After all, you've insulted me like mjinga takataka, I wish you could die.
Yes.
When I go outside there, nobody would understand me, because if my parents don't want me in the house, then what about the outside world? Yes. But sometimes the kids are also very bad.
Yes.
Sometimes the kids are also very bad. We have to push them. But how are you pushing them? Yes. Don't push them too hard to the wall. Push them and then you still bring them back with love. Yes. Yeah.
No, that is just good. We've been having issues of, it happens majorly on the boy child and the girl child. How do you handle this case where we, nowadays there are these smartphones, they watch issues on YouTube, they watch issues on Facebook, they use something of that sort online, right? How do you deal with these cases? And that is why, when they watch these things, they pretend like they want to act like exactly what they saw.
When you buy a phone, or rather a gadget, to your son or your daughter,
yes,
prepare for the worst.
Anything can happen.
Anything. If I want to Google a beautiful woman, I will get the beautiful woman in Google.
Yes.
If I want to Google a man who is so good, yes, I'll get it on Google.
Yes.
So anything that you give your child, you must check on the consequence of it.
Yes.
If I give out this phone to my son or to my daughter, what are the consequences of this?
Yes.
These kids have WhatsApp groups.
Yes.
During Corona, I picked a phone of a young child of class 5.
Yes.
The group messages that were there,
yes,
some I would not read.
Yes.
But I made sure that I looked for the parents of this child,
yes,
to tell her exactly what was happening.
Yes.
But when I took the phone to the mother told me, hiyo ni life ya watoi wa saa hii.
Yes.
So now this kid hawezi kusaidiwa because the mother, yes, did not give me time to speak to the child.
Yes.
So everything has gone highway.
Exactly that. Now we are taking a short break, but when we come back, Irine Mbori is going to tell us where is her rescue center located, how can we reach her, something of that sort. Now, just to wind up, we have some of the feedbacks that the viewers have given out. We have Velma from Isiolo. Velma says, good work, Madam Mbori. May God bless you.
Thank you.
We have Alice from Kakamega. Alice says, congratulations, Madam, for helping young kids and the device of gender-based violence. So those are just the samples of feedbacks that you've gotten from the viewers. Now, Madam, we have some questions on the other sides. We have Brenda. Brenda is asking, Brenda from Karichok. Brenda is asking, I'm a parent of two. The two kids does not get into terms. How may I help this? Meaning our Elewani.
I wish you'd have told me the ages of these kids.
Yes.
It would be better.
She's not talking about that.
Yeah, but if, you know, it depends. If they are young kids,
yes,
sometimes mommy would be concentrating in one of them.
Yes.
So the other one would be feeling insecure. So that is why I would have known the kind of ages she's talking about.
Yes.
But if they are old, they must be knowing their problems about them.
Yes.
But how do you deal with them when they are not coming along?
Yes.
I remember if you have kids who are not going along,
yes,
you need to be taking one at a time and you ask the problem. You take this one and you talk to him, then you take the other one again.
Yes.
Then after getting all the problems that they have,
yes,
you put them on the table. Yes. So now you ask them, yes, you've said this one happens to you and this one is happening.
Yes.
Is it true? That is when now you come and solve the situation.
Yes.
But if you're a parent, you listen to this one, you keep quiet. You listen to this one, you talk. That is why now the kids will not be coming along.
Yeah, thank you. There's another question here, Dickens from Naivasha. Dickens is asking, how do we go about the case of incitement? I don't know the kind of incitement he's talking about, but that is the question he has posted. How do we go about the case of incitement? I think maybe he's trying to talk like we have a father trying to incite the son. Now
not
to
go
help against, not to do issues of mama and just stuff
and that is
like
why when I started talking, I told you, parents, when you have issues,
yes,
solve your issues amicably.
Yes.
Don't involve your kids.
Yes.
You see, I remember when my father would beat somebody in the house,
yes,
when you're running to mommy, mommy also beats you.
Yes.
So that you can know that the problem you did is not worth it. But our parents of today, when a mother beats the child, yes, the father has to talk. And when the father beats the child, the mother has to talk. Yes. And then now, there's no channel that is for these kids. Anajua baba ni mbaya ama anajua mama ni mbaya. But if we will be solving their problems, yes, na kuchapa na huyu anachapa,
yes,
you will know that kumbe hawa
I think that is the best thing that should be done. Exactly that. Now, just my question to you, Madam Mbori, you know, it's sometimes become a challenge. You have your family, right? And the other kids are also here. Now, how do you handle the two? You make sure that they eat, you make sure that they sleep, you make sure that they dress up, something of that sort. How do you go about, and what challenges do you encounter on the progress?
If it is not being passionate about it, I don't think. I had very nice dreadlocks on my hair.
Yes.
I just had to cut them off.
Yes.
And do this to look like a child. Because I would take my hair to salon after every 2 weeks, yes, for them to be made. Yes. But it was a lot of money. Yes. But now, the money that I had for this, yes, I changed it to give it to the children. Yes. About my son, yes, I thank God for the kind of child he gave me. Yes. He's the one who would support me also. He tells me that my clothes that are not fitting me, yes, you can share with the girls. If he knows that mommy has a problem, he gives me a lot of peace. That is why, like now he's out to school. Yes. He knows very well that. He calls me in the morning and tells me, I hope you're fine, yes, together with the other children. Bringing up these kids, my dear, is not easy because, yes, they need food, they need clothing, they
wanafaa waoge,
wakule. And you know, these kids wametoka kwa pain.
Yeah.
So when they come back here, lazima tena wasome. And that is why I want to tell you that I want to thank St. Jairus also.
You take them to school?
I know, I teach them there. I, yes, bring a teacher.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
there's a teacher who has just volunteered, yes, to become in. She comes and teach them, yes, as I do the therapy of counseling. Yes. So St. Jairus accepted to take these kids through medical. In fact, the other one, we just donated blood the other time.
Yes.
3 days ago, she was transfused.
Yes.
But one of the managers called Mr. Wira is the one who donated blood,
Yes.
and the lady was transfused.
Yes.
So I am saying this issue of bringing up these kids is not easy.
Yes.
And I've been crying every day that we need a rescue center that is government rescue center. Sponsored.
Yes.
So that these kids, after staying in the center,
Yes.
they can go to school and come back to the center until they satisfy themselves.
Yes.
But for me, what I can do is only the shelter and the little food
Yes.
that I give them, because I don't have anybody who supports me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Madam, there are a lot of questions that are coming in. Somebody is asking that a child, a girl has given birth while in school. A lady has given birth while in school. Do you take them back to school, or we leave at that point?
No. They have to go back to school.
Yes.
There's life after giving birth.
Yes.
There's life after being defiled or after being raped.
Yes.
Life has to continue.
Yes.
We cannot just come and we live in that cocoon that I was defiled. I don't have to do it.
I don't have anything.
There's life after pain. There's life after everything. I have a
get you.
child,
I get you now.
4 days old.
Yes.
I'm giving her 7 weeks. She lives in the center.
Yes.
She has to go back to school.
I get you. Now, just to wind up, Madam, what can you advise the parents back at home? What can you advise the kids that are back at home? Now that most of them are in school, right? They'll be going back for holidays. They'll be at home. What advice can you give them?
My first advice to the children:
Yes.
if you raise your hand to your parents, just have in mind you already cast.
Yes.
And for the parents,
Yes.
these kids need a lot of love from you. Somebody was telling me that children who are brought up as a single with single parents are not children. I am telling you that's a very wrong thing. We bring up our children the same way you'll bring your children when you have your husband and you have your wife.
Yes.
The best thing to do is to pray for your children and tell them the reality of life. If it is wrong, let it be wrong. If it is right, let it be right. But don't call your children names. Embrace them with love and punish them with a lot of love, and things are going to be well. Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam Mbori. And thank you so much for making time for us. And we're just grateful for that. Now, you are watching Central Talk. Now, we had chat with Madam Mbori. Madam Mbori is one of the pioneers of gender-based violence. She has a rescue center. I told you earlier on that she has a rescue center that she's currently running. Now, Madam Mbori, just thank you for that, and God bless you. Now, thank you for watching this program, Central Talk. Let's meet on the next edition. Thank you so much.